I can honestly say, like, I sank to the bottom and I went as low as I can go, and I scratched the bottom some more, digging to go further until I couldn't anymore. Hello. Hi cousins. Hello everyone. Hi everyone. Hey kids. It's happening. It's finally happening. Oh my god, I'm so nervous. Damn, ¿qué iba a decir? So listen, yo, like I'm finally doing it. This is the first video that I'm doing. It's been a long time coming. I've been thinking about doing this. Hold on, let me turn this refrigerator off. We're doing it. This is gonna be an absolute thing. This is gonna garner a lot of subscribers, a lot of people that like to watch, a lot of people that find comfort and solace in the things that I do, the things that I say. And so I have notes here, and it's, you know, very, you know, rough drafty. And I was going to, like, what's the word? Structure it. But then I was like, you know what? Let me be as authentic as possible. Let me just have at it and be as messy as possible.
Messy.
Just go through it. Let's just stay, you know, true to like who I am. I'm sure as I do this more, I will learn how to structure everything more. But since it's the first time, I'm like, you know what? It doesn't have to be perfect, just go. This video is basically an introduction to the things that I see myself talking about moving forward. By the way, I'm experimenting with the porn stash. All right, so
Basically,
I'm gonna die. And I cannot leave this world without talking about what I have experienced. Like, there is no way that I'm taking everything I've seen, heard, experienced to the grave with me without people knowing about it. And also for like my family, for my loved ones, you know who you are. So that they can get something out of this as well and get some perspective, maybe answers. You know what I'm saying? But it needs to be left behind, and I know that, and I've known that for a long time. I'm finally in the mental health space to actually do it and talk about it, okay? So I'm here. I have survived the fire and the war I've gone through to get to this point. I've survived, I've made it, and I can talk about it, and that's why that's what I'm gonna do. So this channel is gonna be a lot of things. Well, not a lot of things, but mainly centered around mental health. What else? Whatever, you know, it's a talking page. This is a storytelling page. This is a storytelling page. This is a funny page. I think I will incorporate a lot of humor. This will be mental health, funny, serious. There definitely have to be serious ones, seriously. Philosophical, sharing my experiences. There will be a lot of straight up telling on myself, things that I've done wrong in the past, and how I've corrected them, if I've corrected them. And I know that because I go through these things, there must be a lot of other people that do. So I just hope it reaches people like that. Obviously, as time goes on, it'll develop and evolve.
do I have dyes on my eyes? Can you see? I feel like the light is like...
A good topic also, I think, things that I'm insecure about. Oh no. There's a baby cockroach on there.
Oh my god. I'm shook. I'm shook.
Some of the issues I'll be talking about will stem from not having papers, aka illegal, undocumented, of course. Yes, that is the correct term. But that's the word that I use to identify with, like, illegal. You're here illegal. That really, really messes with your belief system. not only mentally oppressing, but in the real physical world, like, yeah, no, you can't. These avenues are not available to you. What I want, what I dream of, oh, it's over there? Okay, let me start going over there. No, because there are blocks. Because there are blocks to that. Blocks. And that's what it's like growing up with no papers. I'm touching on it now, but eventually I'm sure it has to have its own chapter. I've really made it a point to start taking care of myself because I really was not like it was really bad. Thinking about the things that I did, the things that I did to myself, the choices that I made, it's like stunningly scary, really, really, really frightening. I laugh because that's how I deal with it. My mission statement is I share stories, insights, and perspectives that I've acquired in my tumultuous life openly, honestly, and authentically. I added the tumultuously the last second. You know, the people need to know. The people need to know what goes on and what the face of mental health look. Oh wait, excuse me. I meant to say mental illness, but I guess both, you know. It's a journey from mental illness to mental health. How about that? And relatively recently, I decided, you know, I just stopped doing drugs. Because why? Because I smoked meth. And that stems back to being illegal, because illegal eventually morphed into worthless. I think it was illegal, invisible, worthless. And that was an evolution that happened in my brain, how I started smoking crystal meth. The story of what happened.
Oh, I'm so scared.
Juicy, messy content.
And this is the first video, so I'm repeating a lot of things, and things are all over the place, but boom, that's the point. You're gonna see things are all over the place, but boom. I do like the porn stash though. I'm shook from that roach. I plan for my videos to be informative, entertaining, insightful, and fun, because the most important thing is I want people to come. I want new subscribers to come to just enjoy this with me while I'm doing it. You know what I mean? I like talking to you. I hope you enjoy listening to me. We in this. One interesting thing I believe that we can talk about is the duality of my privilege and oppression and how those two affected each other. This particular privilege allowed me to believe that big and bright things were possible for me. Now this, on the other hand, this immobilizing oppression doesn't allow for that to flourish or grow or do what it needs to do. And so what happens, like, where does all that go? You know?
Boom. Tick, 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 boom, mother.
Tick, 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 boom.
People who don't have papers, who just start using drugs out of boredom, out of feelings of worthlessness, for me, it was just like, it was one point where it was like, well, like, if I am destined to fail, then why not let me be in control of how I fail and how hard I fail, and let me just, if I can't succeed, let me fail as hard as I can possibly fail, basically. It was like a reverse thing. And I can honestly say, like, I sank to the bottom and I went as low as I can go, and I scratched the bottom some more, digging to go further until I couldn't anymore. Damn. and I brought all that energy, experience, whatever with me. And so I have been cleansing and clearing and cleaning, and that is the most honest I've ever been. Geez, boom, that's the point of this. I know that there's people struggling out there. I completely understand, and I hope you know you can be healthy, that this can pass, and that you can get to healthy and keep working towards that. It's like a reciprocal thing. I would love comments. You feel me? Let's reciprocate. I hope I didn't miss anything. I hope I don't have to add another video.
That shit takes forever.
I know that this is gonna be, it's not gonna get a lot of views right away, but hopefully, you know, people dig through and find this and watch things in chronological order, because I think it'll be a chronological kind of thing. It'll be like a storyline to it. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it at that, and thank you guys. I'm supposed to say like when I'm gonna be uploading, right? I think probably Thursdays. I have a series of something that I want to do. Have you ever heard of MKP? Well, we gonna talk about that. I think that's it, babe. In the meantime, please enjoy the credits and enjoy me singing Backstreet Boys.
Sadness is beautiful. Loneliness that's tragical. So help me, I can't win this war. Oh no, touch me now, don't bother. If every second it makes me weaker, you can save me.